An accident can change your life in a second. Navigating the aftermath shouldn't be a fight you face alone. You're listening to Philadelphia Personal Injury Law Firm, presented by the attorneys at 1417 Point Breeze Avenue in South Philly.
Life in Philly moves fast. When an injury or car accident stops you in your tracks, you need answers. Faster. Call the Philly Injury Attorneys, your local advocates 786-4717844 and speak to an attorney today. Like right now.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Philly Injury Brief. I'm Sarah. I'm walking down past Yonk the other day, and I see this delivery driver, totally stressed, double parked, trying to unload. And it got me thinking about how many people get hurt just trying to do their job in this city. That's what we're talking about today. Those accidents that happen when you're on the clock, but not at your main office. Food delivery drivers, Amazon Flex, Instacart shoppers. If that's you, and you get into a wreck, who actually pays for it? Your insurance? Theirs? It's a mess. So, we're going to make it simple. Here's a shocking statistic that kept me up last night. People who handle their own injury cases receive just 1/3 of what those with lawyers receive. And that got me thinking about all the hidden traps in our legal system that most of us are unaware of until it's too late.
Well, that's fascinating. And you know what makes that even more interesting? Insurance companies actually count on people not knowing their rights. They have these sophisticated tactics to minimize payouts to people without legal representation.
Right, and here's what really gets me. Most people think there's some kind of simple formula or online calculator to figure out what their case is worth. But it turns out it's incredibly complex.
Oh, tell me about it. The value depends on so many factors. Like, did you know that just needing surgery can increase compensation by up to 200%?
That's wild. And here's something that really surprised me. Where you live can actually affect how much money you get. Like, Philadelphia juries tend to award way more than rural counties. It's this whole hidden geography of compensation that most people never think about.
And speaking of things people don't think about, let's talk about that 2-year deadline in Pennsylvania. Miss that window and you're completely out of luck.
You know what's really scary about that timeline? Most people don't realize that decisions they made years ago, like choosing limited tort coverage on their car insurance to save a few bucks, could completely destroy their chance at compensation after an accident.
Well, that's exactly what makes this so tricky. These crucial choices are often made long before anything happens. Can you explain more about how that tort system works?
So here's the deal. When you buy car insurance in Pennsylvania, you have to choose between limited tort and full tort coverage. Most people pick limited tort because it's cheaper, but they don't realize they're basically signing away their right to sue for pain and suffering if they get hurt.
And that's not the only hidden trap in Pennsylvania law. The rules for slip and fall cases are incredibly specific.
Oh my gosh, yes, like that hills and ridges doctrine. It's not enough for ice to just be slippery. It has to have formed into actual ridges or mounds to be considered legally dangerous. And property owners get exactly 6 hours after snow stops falling to clear their sidewalks in Philadelphia.
That level of specificity is pretty mind-boggling. What about dog bites? I hear those cases have their own unique rules.
They absolutely do. Pennsylvania has this thing called strict liability for medical costs from dog bites, but then there's this weird one-bite rule that might apply for pain and suffering damages. It's like this whole separate legal universe for every type of accident.
Well, that brings up a good point. Are there any universal mistakes people make regardless of the type of accident?
Oh man, so many. The biggest one is probably apologizing at the scene. Even just saying, "I'm sorry," could be twisted into an admission of fault. And people often make the huge mistake of giving recorded statements to insurance companies without talking to a lawyer first.
That's such a natural instinct, though, to apologize even when it's not your fault.
Exactly. And here's another big mistake: waiting to get medical treatment because you think you're just a little sore. Some injuries don't show symptoms right away. And that gap in treatment can absolutely destroy your case later.
So what you're saying is that almost everything we naturally want to do after an accident is exactly what we shouldn't do.
Pretty much. And you know what's really wild? Most people don't document anything. These days, we all have cameras on our phones, but people forget to take pictures of the scene, their injuries, property damage, all these crucial pieces of evidence that could make or break their case.
That really explains why having a lawyer leads to such better outcomes. There are just too many ways to accidentally hurt your own case.
And here's what I find most fascinating about all this. So many of these crucial decisions are made before anything even happens, like that limited tort choice with car insurance, or not knowing about the 2-year deadline until it's too late.
It really shows why understanding your rights beforehand is so important. Because once you're injured and dealing with recovery, that's not the time to be learning all these complex legal concepts.
Exactly. The bottom line is that knowledge really is power when it comes to personal injury law. And while we hope we never need this information, it's definitely better to have it, and not need it than need it and not have it.